The hospital corridor smelled faintly of antiseptic and silence, a place where lives changed in whispers and decisions carried the weight of forever. Daniel Carter stood still, his hands clenched at his sides, his heart pounding louder than the distant beeping machines. Just an hour ago, his life had been simple, structured, controlled, predictable. A successful businessman, a man who believed emotions were distractions. But now, everything felt uncertain, fragile, real. Across from him stood Emily, her soft blue apron slightly wrinkled, her tired eyes carrying stories she never spoke. She had been strong for so long, too long perhaps. Life hadn't been kind to her, yet she stood there with quiet dignity. And between them, stood Lily. The little girl. Her small fingers clutched the edge of Emily's apron, but her wide, innocent eyes were fixed on Daniel. There was something in her gaze, something that pierced straight through his carefully built walls. Hope. Fear. A question she didn't fully understand, yet somehow felt deeply. The silence stretched. And then, in the softest, most fragile voice. "Are you my new daddy?" The words hit Daniel like a storm. He blinked, caught off guard, his breath stuck somewhere between disbelief and emotion. No one had ever asked him something like that before. No one had ever needed him like that. Emily quickly knelt beside Lily, her voice gentle but firm. "Lily, sweetheart, don't say things like that." But Lily didn't look away. Her eyes stayed locked on Daniel's, searching, hoping. "You said he helped us," she whispered. "You said he was kind." Daniel felt something shift inside him, something unfamiliar, something he had spent years ignoring. He looked at Emily, confusion mixed with a strange sense of responsibility. "What's going on?" he asked quietly. Emily hesitated. She wasn't used to asking for help. Life had taught her to survive alone. But today was different. "You paid for her treatment," she said softly. "The hospital, they told me an anonymous donor covered everything." Daniel frowned. "I didn't know it was for a child. I just made a donation." Emily nodded. "That donation saved her life." The words hung in the air. Saved her life. Daniel looked at Lily again, really looked this time. The way she stood so small yet so brave. The way her eyes held a quiet strength beyond her years. "You were sick?" he asked gently. Lily nodded. "But I'm better now," she said with a tiny smile. "Because of you." Daniel's chest tightened. For years, he had chased success, money, recognition. But standing here, in this quiet hallway, none of that seemed to matter. This little girl, this moment, it felt more real than anything he had ever known. "I didn't do much," he said softly. "You did everything," Emily replied. Another silence. But this one felt different, less heavy, more meaningful. Lily slowly walked closer to Daniel, her small steps echoing in the stillness. She reached out, hesitated for a second, then gently held his hand. The touch was simple. But to Daniel, it felt like everything. "You don't have to be my daddy," Lily said quietly. "But, can you stay?" Daniel swallowed hard. Stay. No one had ever asked him to stay before. People expected things from him, money, decisions, leadership. But this was different. This was a choice. And for the first time in his life, he didn't want to walk away. He looked at Emily. Her eyes were filled with uncertainty, but also hope, the kind she was too afraid to hold on to. "I don't know how to be what she's asking," Daniel admitted. Emily shook her head gently. "She's not asking for perfection." Daniel looked back at Lily. She was still holding his hand. Still waiting. Still believing. And in that moment, something inside him broke, and rebuilt at the same time. "Okay," he said softly. Lily's eyes lit up. "Okay." Daniel nodded, a small smile forming. "I can stay." Lily hugged him instantly, her tiny arms wrapping around him like he was the safest place in the world. And Daniel didn't pull away. For the first time in years, he felt needed. For the first time, he felt alive. Emily watched them, her eyes glistening. Maybe life wasn't just about surviving. Maybe, just maybe, it was about moments like this. Moments that changed everything. As the three of them stood together in that quiet hospital corridor, something new began, not defined by blood, not bound by the past, but built on kindness, trust, and a simple question that changed a man's life forever. Are you my new daddy? And maybe, just maybe, he already was.